Hi, I'm Jason Elcott, author of The Sewing Principle, and today I want to ask the question, is multitasking damaging our relationships? But before we do, if you haven't already taken the moment to hit the subscribe button below or hit the thumbs up, please do. It really does give these videos the opportunity to get out there, to uplift and to encourage other people, as I hope they are uplifting and encouraging you. Thank you so much. The squeals of delight from my girls are only being drowned out by my own panic that one of my children might be about to lose a hand. We are at a goat farm not too far from where we live and visiting there with the girls, which is always a blast. We've been encouraged that we can feed the goats by giving them these leaves from the tree that's on one side of the fence. But these goats are literally coming through the fence. They're so excited about these leaves. I guess, I don't know, it's a big thing for them. And my girls are just delighted. And I'm, thank goodness, watching and paying attention as they're sort of lunging towards the kids. And I'm going, oh my gosh, am I going to spend the rest of my days trying to explain how one of my children lost a finger in a tragic goat feeding accident, and parenting fail for sure. But kind of watching this all happen. Thankfully, no one was harmed. Everybody had a great time. We had a blast, goat ice cream. It was an incredible day. But I'm looking at the situation going, man, thank goodness I was paying attention, because my youngest is quite young and we had to kind of pull her back really quickly and make sure there. But then I thought to myself, that isn't always the case, if I'm being honest. Am I always paying attention with the kids when I really need to be? I have this drive to get faster, to be better, to be more productive. Maybe you feel the same way. I want to be able to accomplish more in the time that I'm given. And I sort of thrive on checking things off a to-do list and sort of being quote unquote productive. And I think as our society has evolved, technology has evolved, we've been given all of these tools that have allowed us to become more productive. And we think that at least personally, I think that by learning how to multitask and be able to do multiple things at once with all of the tools that I have available to me, I can get more done, right? What I'm seeing is that I'm just failing in where I've gotten maybe better at being more productive or better at multitasking. It's having a devastating effect on my relationships, because I'm at work and I'm trying to read or respond to an email while I'm having a conversation at the same time. How does that other person on the other end of that conversation feel? Or I'm at home and I've got time with the kids and we're playing, but I'm checking texts on my phone or catching up on work emails or browsing social media or whatever it is that's sort of taking me away. And I think that, well, I can do both, right? I can do both these things. I can keep an eye on the kids and do this, or I can interact and play and do this. And whatever it is, and we've got these, smartphones, call them what you will, and there's sort of technology production in our pockets, in our hands at all times. So there's always this ability to be doing something that is above and beyond just the present moment when you're there with someone else. Now, I think there's always going to be moments and times where you need to hunker down and you need to put the headphones on and you need to get to work and you need to finish a project. I mean, books don't write themselves. Work doesn't get completed just by having conversations with other people. You need to be able to get things done. But in the moments where I am trying to connect with other people, where I do need to have that connection and they do need to know that I'm present, I need to find a way to stop the distractions. I need to find a way to show up and be present so that I can sow into those interactions with intentionality. So I can show up and sow. So I'm preparing for this and I'm recognizing that I'm just failing at this in like almost every area of my life that I can think of. I'm like, oh my gosh, how have I gotten this so wrong? And I'm starting to look at it and going, as I feel like I've gotten better at multitasking, I've gotten worse at connecting. There's this inverse relationship. And I'm going, but multitasking was never the goal. It's kind of like a number of videos I talked about how, busy was never the goal. I don't wake up and go, gosh, I hope I'm really busy today. That was never my goal. Well, checking off a to-do list when I wake up in the morning, I was like, wow, I sure hope I get all my things checked off on my list. That'll be a great day. Yeah, there's a sense of feeling of, that I've been able to do something, a sense of accomplishment, but it's not the goal. It's not the checks on the list. It's everything that those checks lead to that are leading to other goals. But if it's achieving more by hurting my relationships or hurting my connecting with other people, then it's definitely not the direction that I want to be going in. And God has called us into relationship with Him. And as He's called us into relationship with Him, He's called us into community and relationship with other people. I've found in my life that God's call in my life for me, to uplift, to encourage, and to inspire other people. He's not given me a list of tasks. He's given me a call in order to be able to connect with people, to actually connect and uplift and encourage people. And that's not done through tasks. That's done through connection. That's done through relationship. And I feel that that's probably the way for a lot of us. God's not calling us to necessarily be more productive. He wants us to be better at connecting. We've given ourselves tools to be more productive, but it's allowed us to be distracted. And so in thinking that we're getting more done, we're actually damaging some of the most important relationships that we have in our life. So I just think that it's a really slippery slope, and somewhere that I've really needed to kind of cause myself to have pause and go, am I present? Am I showing up? Am I sowing into the relationships that I want to? Am I sowing into the people that I'm having conversations with? And of course, if I don't stop allowing myself to be distracted, there's always the tragic possibility that one of my kids loses a finger to one of those goats. Have an absolutely awesome week. I look forward to sharing with you next week.